I'm Christopher Zweig, and this week on CJ at the Movies, I review Kevin Bacon in the made-for-Peacock horror film They, Them, Aubrey Plaza in the crime drama Emily the Criminal, the survival thriller Fall, and Diane Keaton in yet another big ripoff called Mack Rita. Let's take a look. Our first movie is They, Them, a campy horror film on Peacock about a group of various gay teenagers who are sent to a gay conversion camp for a week, run by Kevin Bacon, who seems like a nice guy at first, but turns out to be a sadistic monster, like we haven't seen that before.
Just enjoy the sunshine and work on your tan.
Come in, please. Do you think your parents are disappointed in you?
Sometimes.
So what do? You try to make yourself special. You become they.
That's Carrie Preston as Bacon's therapist wife and Theo Germain as one of the gay kids she interviews. There are scenes regarding torture, secret romances, and how these kids have their own aspects of their interests. They can either stick to their guns or feel so stressed about how society judges them that they struggle to change themselves. It has to be a campy horror film where there's a mass killer at night, but I was more interested in the study of these kids than I was in the slaughtering. It represents the evils of homophobia and how these kids manage to thrive on it. I may be straight, but I still supported these kids as I was watching They, Them. Our next movie is Emily the Criminal, which continues to prove that Aubrey Plaza has a place in the indie film circuit. This time she plays an ex-convict who is struggling to pay her student loans. With nowhere to go, she's given a small tip, a job that requires credit card fraud. Theo Rossi co-stars as her new boss, and he's impressed with how she's able to pull off this illegal activity. But with every crime game, there are always consequences. It involves payment, theft, and the fact that crime doesn't pay.
1 second.
Yeah? You're scared of me?
Yes.
But of course she knows how to thrive on the dangers. Emily the Criminal is thoroughly entertaining with how Plaza is well picked to play a troubled girl getting herself in deeper trouble, and yet she's able to thrive on them. It's not just her, but also Rossi is riveting as her boss, transitioning to a would-be friend. Writer-director John Patton Ford is a new filmmaker, and he gives the movie an aspect and tone that really explodes. If this movie gets some recognition, then he should keep pushing his talents to new limits. Our next movie is Fall, a survival thriller that has more vertigo than brains. Grace Fulton from Shazam and Virginia Gardner from the 2018 Halloween play two best friends who decide to climb a really high radio tower measuring at 2,000 feet because one of them is a YouTuber planning to get more followers and the other is struggling to get over the tragic death of her husband during a rock climbing trip.
This is sick.
Damn it, Hunter. What are you getting us into?
The only thing that works in the movie are the special effects about how high this tower is and how these girls are way over their heads. And of course, when they both make it to the top, the danger's only multiplying.
Trust me.
What was that? Oh my god! Oh my god!
Fall also has to succumb to its story regarding twists, cliches, and formulas, all of which seem tedious considering some of the good and crappy movies I've seen of their kind. The better rock climbing movie to see is obviously 127 Hours, and in regards to your fear of heights, how about Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo? Skip Fall. And our last movie is Mack Rita, another lousy attempt to mimic the classic Tom Hanks comedy Big. Let me tell you something, there really should be a movie where people have rules of surviving an aging comedy or a body swap comedy, since Scream taught its characters the rules of surviving a horror movie. For now, we have to deal with this lame plot in which Elizabeth Lail plays a struggling young writer who feels like she's an old woman in the body of a 30-year-old. She goes on a bachelorette weekend in Palm Springs where she comes across a tanning bed owned by Simon Rex and comes out of it in the form of Diane Keaton.
You can't be here.
It's me.
Ma'am, I'm serious.
Okay.
One more move and you get an eye full of pepper.
It's me!
That's Taylor Page in a horrible performance as her best friend, and Mac is the writer's name for the record. She poses as her Aunt Rita on Instagram when she posts pictures for her dopey boss, played by Patty Harrison, and manages to connect with her dog walker, played by Dustin Mulligan.
Max on Rita.
How often do you ladies meet for your wine club?
Every day.
Sometimes we spend the weekend.
The way to really understand Diane Keaton's talents is to look back at her original films like The Godfather, Annie Hall, Father of the Bride, or Something's Gotta Give. Mack Rita is embarrassing, stupid, poorly acted, insipid, boring, terrible, and lackluster all the way through. To recap the movies I reviewed this week, thumbs up for They, Them, which thrives on the homophobia than it does on the slasher thriller side. Thumbs way up for Emily the Criminal with Aubrey Plaza once again finding a home in the indie film circuit. Thumbs down for Fall, which has more vertigo than brains. And thumbs way down for Mack Rita, another comedy bomb for Diane Keaton, who has done better and can do better than this big ripoff. Well, those are the movies I'm reviewing this week. I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies. For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels. You can also read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and download the new HD Radio app.